Welcome to ApotheKerry. We're filming here on my farm, and I just want to pre-warn you that there is going to be a ton of little noises. So welcome to my world of my birds, my cats, my dogs. If you could only see the other side of this right here, right now, you would be able to see some of my animals that follow me up here to film today. I can't wait to dive deep into herbs with you. In season 1, episode 1, we're going to be going over all the magical mushrooms that we intake into our bodies. And if you're not currently taking mushrooms, or you feel like mushrooms are not for you, by the end of this season, you're going to fall more and more and more in love with mushrooms. And today we're going to be talking about Reishi and the power of Reishi. Did you know that each herb that we intake into our bodies have a frequency that is attached to each herb? And Reishi, mushrooms, have a frequency from 340 megahertz to 410 megahertz. So each mushroom carries a different frequency range. So today I'm going to introduce you into Reishi, and if you don't know about Reishi, Reishi is amazing. Reishi is known for immortality, and this mushroom, I wish that I could show you the full mushroom, and I did try to get it. This is not something that I grow here on the farm, but I was able to get this locally at our local ApotheKerry. I'm one that will always give credit where credit is deserved. And so our local ApotheKerry is a beautiful place to go and get herbs that you currently do not grow. Or if you want to get herbs, you can get them online. But I like to keep the business locally. So always look up your local ApotheKerry. And this is what I was able to score. And I say that because they're so beautiful and the way that they're cut is so evenly. Did you know that you can put just a couple pieces of this in your stew, your yogi bowls, your soups? I personally cook for the season, and I highly recommend cooking for the season. This is something that I put in my soups during fall and winter. We want to make these stews and soups so beautiful, and you can really feel the healing energies from these soups. That's why I say cook for the season. These are paired well with your squashes. You can add more mushrooms and carrots and potatoes and your greens that you're growing for the season. It's wonderful for when you're getting sick. You're going to want to add a little bit more in there. Did you know that it helps with your immune system? And it really just lifts your immune system up. It also helps with your nervous system and the stressors of fall and winter. A lot of people are not in the sun. They're not getting the vitamin D that they need. And so they come inside and they hibernate. And so they're not getting the sun and the vitamin D that you need. And so for these mushrooms, help with your nervous system. Also remember that the frequency, megahertz, that's attached to these mushrooms, they go in the body and they start to recalibrate what your body needs. It mitigates what your body needs. That's why it's of paramount importance that we eat for the season. I want to move on to another gift set that this magical mushroom has. And it's the gift set of the support system and fights against diseases. So we don't want to make any claims, but I know there's a big C word out there. It could mean one C or another C. It does support with the C's. This mushroom also helps with the heart health. It supports and strengthens your heart. Now your heart, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's the one organ in your body that cannot get cancer. Did you know that? Because your heart is vibrating on the highest frequency. It's the highest frequency organ in your body. Another gift set that this magical mushroom has is it takes down the inflammation in your body. We have sometimes little aches. We have issues with different joints, and this really helps with that. Did you guys know that these mushrooms communicate with each other through the fungi communication network, which is called the Wood Wide Web? I mean, that is just so amazing. Now, they don't communicate with each other using words like us humans do, but they do communicate with each other. Without mushrooms, we would not have a healthy forest, healthy gardens, or healthy farms. So I highly recommend that you take advantage of the nootropics that are out there. And also know that we're going to be diving even deeper with each mushroom by the end of this season. I feel that it's so important to express that when you go out to the world, wherever you're living, how important it is to ground and to recalibrate your body. Did you know that when I get a little bit off of my game and the flow starts to slow down, I take off my shoes, I walk outside, and I ground into my land. And right away, I get this source of energy that flows through my body. And I want you to feel that. I want you to be able to experience it for yourself. If you're new to it, it's okay. If you don't have land, go to a park. Take off your sandals or your shoes and ground in. I highly recommend that you do that. As we're filming and as we film, you will always find me with no shoes on, grounding into my land, so I can receive the energy and the messages and the downloads in order for me to be able to express myself and to show you my niche and my gift set. Because after all, you know that I'm all about positive empowerment. I'm all about touching without the physical touch. If just one person can mitigate whatever's going on in your body through herbs, then my job is done. So did you guys know here at the villa, we grow over 100 medicinal herbs. We currently are not growing mushrooms. So I did source the mushrooms that you will see in season 1 through our local ApotheKerry. I am one that will never take claims on somebody else's herbs or gift sets. So I want to share the love to our local ApotheKerry. If you cannot grow on your land, I highly recommend that you go to your local ApotheKerry and keep the business local. So in this season, all the mushrooms that you see, and I'm not able to get them whole, you will see them ground up in powder form. They do come from a local ApotheKerry. I did grow mushrooms at one time, and I failed the first time. And I think it's important to talk about these things that work and don't work. And don't claim that, you know, everything's perfect, because it's not. Sometimes we grow herbs and they don't grow to their fullest potential. And then sometimes you just have this beautiful, amazing growth. And I've realized that keeping large quantities of what you love to grow, they feel it. They feel the energy, they feel the vibration, and that's why everything is a complete match. Sometimes certain herbs don't grow on certain farms, and that's because you're just not meant to grow them. But I kid you not, I am starting another mushroom tent, and I can't wait to show you the development of that in future episodes. Through the different episodes in season 1, you're going to see something that's going to come really familiar to you, is that a lot of these mushrooms will overlap in their benefits. So the more that you take, the more powerful the impact is. I currently take 7 nootropics on a daily basis, and you will see me from time to time talking about my magic drink. And I've noticed a complete difference by taking those nootropics in my body. It is completely recalibrated every single organ. And it's allowed me, it's almost like turning on a switch in your brain and the light is turned on. The mental clarity is going to become very clear to you. No more of the up and down, no more of taking that dive. It's almost like you feel like you've taken 20 years off of your life. It really does change you, and you will feel it. And like myself, you are going to start to fall in love with the mushrooms, and you're not going to want to go a day without them. Because I remember the first day that I tried them and how they lit me up. And I remember saying to somebody, I will never go a day without these nootropics. I don't know if you remember as a little girl or a little boy walking along and seeing that mushroom for the first time. You were in awe until your parents started cooking a lot of them and you thought that they tasted gross. Well, I want you to take that memory and throw it away, because I don't think you realize how powerful the mushroom community is. Intaking these mushrooms will light you up. Whatever you're going through, because we are all going through different things, different stages in our lives. Some of us have depression. Some of us have menopause. Some of us have traumas. And I'm telling you that nootropics are the best magical medicine that you could possibly intake into your body. So I encourage you to dive deeper with me, because we're going to explore the benefits of all these mushrooms. I can't wait to talk to you again. And together, we're going to take ourselves to our higher potentials with the simple tools and magical learnings of the herbs that we have here, so beautifully grown in Mother Gaia.